Supply continues to move up. Big recovery. So I'll just be waiting to see if we get any more setups today. All right, again, just kind of watching the market here. It's grinding up. It continues to grind up. I gotta wait for any more setups before I try to trade any more SPY super system trades. Still watching Teva, which is I don't think it's closed yet. Let me look. No, Teva's still trading at 80 cents. Might have moved up to, I don't think it didn't get it. I got a sell order in at $1. It hasn't got there yet. So SPY got through the 50-day moving average on the daily chart. We'll see what happens from here. Q's right up to the 8 right now, back up to the algo line. So again, right now we're kind of in a transition time to see if we're gonna. This is a pretty big candle right now on the SPY. Again, it's engulfing yesterday's candle, pretty massive. So we'll see what happens here. Again, it hasn't quite got to yesterday's high yet. Now, 593. Up just a bit short. 592.30, but almost close to yesterday's high. And then halfway up this candle here will be some resistance as well as the 8. So kind of a resistance level area in here. So it's been some decent money made in the SPY this morning. Welcome to the YouTube folks that are joining us to watch the room for a bit. Big SPY super system trade this morning that I didn't take, but a lot of folks in the room did. This was a SPY super system trade right here. Came off the VWAP, but I didn't take it. This isn't where you take it. You take it right there as it comes across the 15. The current time frame momentum is blue. That means you got bullishness, institutions buying, and this was a beautiful run right up here to this pivot point. And it's continued to be above there, but this is typically where you would take profits on this as it moves sideways. And that was good for a bunch of money, about $2.5, $3 a contract. And now that my SPY is still moving up here, it's gotten through the 50-day moving average right now, just kind of watching it here. Again, I do have some Alaska air calls from yesterday. They're up about 10-15% right now. A lot of stocks that are looking like good setups right now, but holiday season. I just don't want to get too. I don't want to get too long here. I may actually put a long trade on, but I'm waiting. I want to see what the SPY does. William, what an amazing first 2 hours of the day. Yeah, that's an understatement. Candles are getting smaller, but this is an incredible run up in the SPY. I mean, just you really have to look at the daily chart to get a perspective on what just happened here this morning. Big wipeout in the with that Fed announcement on Wednesday. It's a massive candle, followed by another continuation down yesterday. But look at the size of this green candle today. The volume's coming up pretty good, but this is a big bullish engulfing candle. Not even off of any support levels here. Back again, right up to the 50-day moving average and right through the 50-day moving average. So this is pretty. It's a pretty volatile trading in here the last 3 days. Here's the Qs. Another huge bullish engulfing here. IWM. Not quite engulfing right now, but there's another good bounce on the IWM. Q's coming back up here. A lot of buying going on right now. William pointing out that with triple witching there could be some squeezes here. Yeah, it's potential. I don't know how much of this triple witching has been negated by that big huge candle on Wednesday. IWM went red. It did? I don't see that. It's up quite a bit here today, 1.6%. Alta, PBO. Might be a good week for next week's CDS on Alta. Let me look at that. Yeah, it is a PBO. It's right at a horizontal resistance level, right there. 428, 59. Gets through there. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad call debit spread right there for next week. 430, 435, something like that. By continuing to move up. Joe, you just getting to your desk. Yeah, you missed the SPY super system. Yeah, it was a beautiful. It was a beautiful. This was a perfect setup right here for it. Again, this would have been the exit right here, and this pivot point. I mean, it'd be very unlikely to let it ride from there. And again, we're still kind of a long way away from the 15 to get in anywhere in here. But I mean, it's a huge run in the SPY today. And you got to just like on Wednesday, you've got to be careful when you have a big, huge move down like we had on Wednesday. People they were getting panicky as it was going down, and either getting out of longs or trying to trade shorts. On today, it's exactly the opposite. You got a lot of greed taking over. People trying to buy everything, thinking the market's just going to keep on going up. It's not. It's going to stop here at some point. Just remember that. You want to temper your emotions. Fear and greed, they can do a number on your trading. Joe, you're welcome. So yeah, the indicators work really beautifully today on the SPY trade. This right here, this break above the VWAP, and then you buy it right here as it breaks above the 15. It proves that it's going to get through the 15. You get buying going on after being selling all morning. You don't know what you're going to get for a move here. You might only get one candle or two candles. As it turned out, you got a lot. This was about $300 a contract in profits. And if you stayed in it, which I would, there's no way I'd be in this thing at this point. So I'm out of here for profits. This is not a normal day in the market right now. This is a pretty big rally after that big huge fall down on Wednesday. The volume's decent, but it's not astronomical. And again, you're going into holidays here. Ali, you took 80% on the QURE calls. Nice job. You mentioned that several times. A nice move up on it. It's coming right up on resistance at 1802. Nice trade. Stephen, this may be a good place for pause as it's at the 8 exponential moving average. Yeah, it's just below it on the SPY on the daily. It didn't even pause at the 50. It just ripped right through the 50-day moving average. That doesn't mean it won't come back to it and test it as support again. This is a pretty unusual candle. This is a massively bullish candle. It's a huge bullish engulfing candle. SPY's up 1.5% today after gapping down. Triple Qs are up 2% after gapping down. IWM is up 2%. They didn't really gap down much. They kind of opened right close to break even. It's a huge bullish trend day, yeah, for sure. Joe says if you missed the SPY trade today, you might as well pack it in and go fishing. I'm certainly not going to be doing that. I'm going to be looking for some more opportunities here today. But you're not likely to get a repeat of this kind of a move for a while. 586 are now at $9. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. But unless you're in this thing for a swing, in the SPY for a long-term swing where you were holding like next week's calls or something, it's very difficult for a trader to try to stay after these profits to try to stay in here. Really, really difficult. days like this, when you get a big market move like this really out of the ordinary. This is an extraordinary day right now in the market, just like Wednesday was. And people now everybody thinks they should have had big profits. They should be getting into stocks, staying in stocks, running them. Think back to what it was been like here for the last few weeks, as far as all this choppiness of the day is concerned, and you just can't think that all of a sudden I'm going to get a day like this. If you were trading today and you just stayed in these trades, if you did the same thing during all the choppiness we had, you'd have been chopped to bits during that whole time. So you just can't take one day, one big move like this, and just say, well, this is the way I want to trade. Well, of course, everybody who's long today is doing great. That's not a problem. The problem is the market's not like this most of the time, and everybody thinks when they see their runners moving up like this, the stock's moving up like this, they should let their winners run, and they're going to start doing that again when the market gets choppy, thinking like this is going to happen, and it doesn't. So you don't know this until it's after it's already over. So it just ends up, people think they should have made a lot of money. They feel bad. They're in a trade. They make some money. They look at the chart. They say, oh, I should have made a lot more. Now they think they basically feel as though they've had a losing trade, even though they made money. Listen, this is a long-term game here. You're not going to get these kind of days very often. The problem, of course, is if people get to the point where they can't take it anymore. I got to get into the trade. This thing is going to keep going, and they get into the trade right here or right here. I'm just watching for a break, a pullback, and then a pop. Like I always do on the SPY Super System trades. Right now, I'm not at anything except Alaska Air, and which is doing nicely, and Teva, which I should be out of that by now. What's going on with Teva? It's kind of crazy. I've got $21 calls, and it's trading at 22. It must be crazy spreads, because this is saying my Strangle is only worth $94, but I've only got 93 cents of intrinsic value in the $21 call, and it's trading at 22. There should be at least $1 in there. Let me look at the option grid on this thing. They must have some spread problems. Yeah, they sure do. $21 calls are 89 by $1. Now, how are they making 89 cents when it's trading at $21.97? But in any case, if it keeps moving up, I should get closed out on this. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put an order in just to sell the calls separate. I don't need the puts anymore. They're 0 cents by a penny. So apparently I'm going to need it to get through 22 to get $1 for this thing, because they've got these at 92 by $1. But anyway, I canceled my Tether order, and I just put an order to sell the actual calls at $1 and forget the puts. If it pulls back out, maybe I can get 2 or 3 cents for the puts later today. Right now they're 0 by 1 cent, so I'm not going to mess around. And it's easier to get out of one leg than it is to get out of two. Pretty good volume in it too. It's kind of surprising. They got 96 bid dollar ask, and it's 21.98. But anyway, hopefully this will close out here in a minute, and I'll be out of Tether. Okay, I'm watching Alaska Air grinding up beautifully. I got in those calls yesterday, and the SPY just had a massive move up this morning. I mean, this was extraordinary move. Don't base your plans on trading to be getting these kind of things all the time. You won't. You didn't miss anything. I mean, you missed it, but could you have gotten it? Can you anticipate that this was going to happen? There's no way in the world that you can anticipate this. You just take your trades off of the indicators we've got, and you do the best you can with them, because this is a day in, day out type business, and one big huge day like this is not going to make your trading successful. If you hit a good day like this and you trade it and you kind of get over your skis and you do well, you're going to start thinking that this is normal, and then you're going to try to start trading like that on regular days that are choppy, and it's just going to kill you. So I mean, missing trades like this today, I didn't get this whole SPY move. I didn't even get any of the SPY move. Do I care about that? No. I mean, it'd be nice to make money on it, but it's not going to change my trading methodology or style. It's not going to really change my monthly results particularly much. And Joe said he's waiting for the SPY to close. He wants to see if it closes above the 50-day moving average. Very good point. And Joe makes really good points here. We've been doing this for a few years, and we never know. We can't predict if a setup's going to work or not. We just take the A+ setups, the highest probability trade setups that come up. We take them and we give it a chance. That's it. That's all you can do. And that's how you become consistently profitable. You're not going to be consistently profitable assuming every day is going to be like this. Yeah, I agree, William. Days like today teach bad habits, sloppy trading. Again, you just get in anywhere along the way here and you make money, and then all of a sudden you start thinking that's the way to trade, and it's really I mean, you start feeling like you're losing. Everybody else is making all this money. What about me? Believe me, these people that are making all this money, if they're trading like this, like they're trading today, if they trade like this every day, they're not making money. They're trying to make up for some big huge losses. And you don't want to be comparing yourself to everybody else. You just want to compare yourself to your own results. Are you able to raise your win rate from as you go forward? Is your profitability moving up? Are you fairly consistently profitable? You don't have to be profitable every week or even every month, but you want to be consistently profitable over time. Shy points out, yeah, these are also the days if you're trading them today, you recognize days like this and scale up. He's absolutely right. When you know you've got a day like this going, now you know that it's going strong. When you take these kind of trades, you can on not just the SPY super system, but any stocks that you take on a strong day up like this, you can take advantage of it by increasing your position size. But again, this is for people who are consistently profitable already. For newer traders, it's better just to stick to the same size until you get really comfortable with having a nice 75% win rate or higher, and you feel as though you've got great confidence. Because you don't want to be trading off of emotion on a day like this. You get all hyped up. It's kind of like you're trading off of adrenaline, and that's it's a bad habit to get into. I mean, for people who are professionals, when we raise our size based on what the market's doing that day, it's all done without emotion. It's basically a logical way to trade. The market's moving up stronger today. We're going to have a trending day. Now we can trade bigger. If we're going to have a choppy day, we cut back to normal or less than normal size. So SPY is above yesterday's high now, and it's approaching the 8 exponential moving average. It's about halfway up Wednesday's big, huge red candle. The candle on Wednesday had a high of 606 and a low of 585 on the SPY. All right, so 21 points. That's a big move in the SPY. Today the SPY move is from 580 to 594, up 14 points versus the 21 points we did on Wednesday. So we're actually close to the size of that Wednesday candle in the other direction. My Teva finally closed. Sold it for $1. Didn't do anything yesterday, so it expires today. I took the price, so I took a profit on Teva. I just sold the calls. I haven't done anything with the puts. If it moves back today, it's not likely to get back down to the to my put level, which would be 2050. It's a long way away. But if it pulls down, I'll try to get 2 or 3 cents out of it. But for all intents and purposes, it's in for 90, out for $1. You took the CDS on Alta Salon, 430, 435 for next week. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good trade, to be honest with you. I like that trade, 430, 435 for next week's call debit spread. You might be able to get out of it today. Roblex bouncing. Yeah, bouncing up 1.5% today. FI up about 2% today. Market's pretty strong. I mean, we're getting a little bit of a pause here, which is not unexpected. Again, welcome to the folks watching on YouTube. This is my SPY super system, or the compass system right here, telling us what the institutions are doing. Big surprise, they're buying. This is the current multiple time frame momentum, current time frame momentum. These are key. I use these on the daily chart for my swing trades, and I use the 5-minute, the multi-time frame, or current time frame momentum for my SPY super system trades, which trades the SPY and the Qs and the IWM. When you use the VWAP and the 15 as support. And we did have one trade this morning that I didn't take, but most people took, which was right here off of this. We went to blue, which was buying after we had been red. Went to blue, going from selling to buying. It popped above the VWAP, and then it popped above the 15, and this is where the trade should have been taken. And the trade here, for most part, this would have been the trade. Went up right here to the pivot point, moved over. That trade right there was good for over $300 a contract on the SPY calls. I didn't get it, but some people got it, and a lot of people got a portion of it. And then my SPY has kept on going, but it's too far away right now to use the SPY super system on it because of the fact that it's so extended from the 15. So I don't take any more trades on that. But there are plenty of other opportunities out there right now today. People were talking about IONQ for a trade, which was a nice one this morning, and QUBT. These are the quantum trades, and again, these daily charts on these are pretty nice. They're what's called PBOs, pullback opportunities. Right here, it's pulling back and bouncing, and you'll see the same kind of a setup on IONQ. But notice it's completely green. Institutions buying on the daily here. IONQ, right here, green. This is long-term trend, but these are the two I focus on: multi-time frame momentum, current time frame momentum. So this is telling you what the momentum is on the 1-day chart, 1 day, 1, 3, and 9 over here. And this is telling you that they're buying across the board on these situations. This is a very bullish setup on IONQ. There's a lot of stocks like that today. I mean, with this move in the SPY, I mean, this is a really dramatic move in the SPY. Don't make the mistake of thinking that this is a normal thing. This is not normal. Look at the size of this bullish engulfing bar on the SPY after this drop off the Fed on Wednesday. Huge number of buying coming in. Will it continue up? It's probably going to rest here pretty soon. I would be my expectation. I don't know. It might not. But I'm just looking for some good trade setups. And for the most part, most of the trades I'm going to take now, I'm not going to take any more. I may take them long today, but I won't be doing a lot more trades until after the holidays probably, because we may take some like out into February to get some positions set. But this is very unusual for this kind of a move in the SPY, and so is this. So this is when you're in this candle, you think this market's never going to go up, and when you're in this market candle, you think the market's never going to go down. But of course it does. Again, the only trade I'm in is this Alaska here from yesterday, doing very nicely, just kind of compressing now along with the rest of the market. Market's compressing right here up to lunchtime, and everything's compressing after that big run up. Again, it's got to rest. It's just it's just not going to be. People are when they're in these trades this morning, they're going to start taking profits. I mean, it's human nature. No, as Shai points out, we're just getting a rest. We're not getting a pullback. Again, this is my 5-minute chart on the SPY on the TC2000, and I've got the 15 here, and this is the 8 right here, the 8 exponential. This is the VWAP down here. You see this 8 is another very good indicator to use, a volume indicator, not a volume, moving average indicator. That's an 8 exponential moving average. I use it on the daily all the time, but it's also very useful on the 5-minute as a support level. You see how it's bounced? It went up, bounced off support, come down, bounced off the 8. So you can actually trade off the 8. I don't have that many indicators on the compass system or the SPY super system, but you can trade off the 8 as well. on for a moving average support resistance level. Shay points out that it's triple witching today on the expirations, so you got to be careful toward the end of the day. There could be a bunch of volatility, but as he says, ride what you've got. But at some point in time, you're going to want to take some profits. I mean, it's just crazy not to book some profits when you have a big move up like this. There's a bounce off the 15 here, pretty close to the 15 on the SPY. Is flattening a little bit. I don't know how much of a move we're going to get, but that is a SPY super system setup. If you catch it, it really wasn't quite close enough to the 15, but pretty close coming out of a dynamic compression zone. We'll see if we get any kind of a continuation up here. SPY still just kind of putting in small candles here now. Still bullish though. Again, we closed out the Teva trade very nicely. SPY pulling back just a bit here. IWM was coming back in a little bit. And you know, that needs to be noticed because this market, if SPY's moving up and the IWM is moving down, you've got a divergence. You're not going to have quite as much upward force on the SPY. Still plenty green here, though. A lot of stocks coming off their lows from the last few days. Questions? Anybody if you're watching on YouTube, you have any questions, just put them in the chat box. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Ali, you've historically tried to time the market top on days like this by selling call credit spreads. Usually doesn't work. You know, what you're doing when you're selling a call credit spread in a day like this is you're trying to pick the top. I'm sure you've heard, don't try to pick tops and don't try to pick bottoms. You know, if you're doing a call debit spread on something, you want to take it on a bearish stock that's actually moving down. You don't want to try to catch the top of the market or the bottom of the market, because it's they tend to keep going.
TRIP being mentioned on CNBC. TRIP.
Market putting in really tiny little candles now on the SPY. Again, took profits in Teva here. Took them off at $1. I was happy. I probably could have rode them a little bit higher, but this thing has not been moving very much the last couple of days, so I was happy to get out for a what's that, about 12% gain or something. Roblex making a nice move up today, up 2%. FI up also 2% today. So those positions are starting to move in our favor. Triple Q's easing up as well, very similar to the SPY.
On BIOA, article out by Hunter Brooks says, bio age too young to die. BIOA.
And SPY creeping up off of this entry. There's a nice little pop in the SPY. It's good for, in the SPY, that's good for about 40 cents off of this entry. Ali, whenever you try to do like a pick a top or pick a bottom, you do it in your paper trading account. Yeah, but you know, even that's not good because if you're going to get some winners, and when you get a couple of winners picking the top and picking the bottom, it's going to it's kind of going to give you some false confidence. Gary, on the Thinkorswim platform, the chart price is delayed from the current price, and so it looks different than mine. Because no, they're not giving you delayed chart data. No, I don't think Schwab does that. As far as I know, they give you. I mean, what good is being in a trading platform if you get delayed data? No, you might call them and ask them about it. I don't know why that would be. Could be a computer, but that seems kind of weird. How delayed is it? About $10, 10 cents on the SPY. Yeah, that's. I don't know. That's very strange. So it's not reflecting the same prices I've got here, apparently. Hmm. That's the same. Just the chart is off. Yeah, I don't know if. Yeah, there should be no delay in general. Joe points out. I don't know what your settings are in TOS. I don't know enough about the TOS settings to tell you if there's anything that would. I don't know what setting you would put in there that would that could delay that. Joe's going to make a screenshot, put it up there in the Discord room. The SPY still a nice little move here now, getting a little red. Again, this is a much more subdued move compared to what we had earlier today. But it's still bullish. But like if I was in this SPY super system trade here, I'd be out now. I'm not going to try to think that I'm going to get... This is the problem you run into when you have these big moves. You get something like this and you get a candle and you don't take your profits because you think it's going to turn around and head right back up again. And it might, but it might also, might not. So that was a decent SPY trade too. It was good for about 25 or 30 cents. Not a big trade, but a nice trade. Not like $3 that we had this morning earlier, but this is still a decent trade. I'd be real cautious now with that almost an engulfing candle on the SPY to the downside. Shy took off Apple for $1.75 and the 3X size. Excellent, nice job. Very nice day trading today for you. Very, very nice. Chinese stocks pulling down a little bit here. Baidu. JD moving up. SPY right back down to the 15 again. Pretty big red candle here. Notice we got yellow here right now. Yeah, we gotta watch to see if we can erase this red bar here. This is a pretty big red bar. You notice this took out these 4 of these bars right here. So you want to be careful on that. See if it's indicative of any kind of either compression or a little bit of a move to the downside. Again, it's bouncing off the 15 again right here, but it's very tentative at the moment. Again, just kind of watching the SPY here. This red candle's a little bit concerning. Get a little bounce there. We got about halfway up it and pulled right back again. Again, we're just kind of bouncing off the 15 right here.
On electric, Tesla finds cell dent issues in Cybertrucks, starts replacing battery packs. Also comments out by Punchbowl House Speaker Johnson says, I've spoken to President-elect Trump about a new funding plan.
Pretty compressed on the market here right now. SPY very compressed. I'm going to grab some lunch here in a second, so I'll go ahead and check with the YouTube folks. I'm going to shut down the YouTube feed. Thanks so much, everybody at YouTube, for being here today. Appreciate it. And had a pretty big move up this morning. It's been pretty flat since about a little after 11 o'clock. So again, nice move in the SPY today. Thanks so much for being here today, folks, in the YouTube, and we will see. I'll be here